This is the ENYO submission only Jiu Jitsu podcast. And today I have Gabriela Kuliga. It's really nice to be able to chat with you again, Gabby, because you were on ENYO 7. We have spoken for Kairos podcast. We have met each other a number of times. You have managed to throw me. I am staying on the easy side of the mat and just doing some groundwork, I think.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for having me. Hopefully we'll see each other again in person and you can throw me about. That'd be great. But
Well,
yeah,
I have been working on my throws because of you, Gabby.
oh, that's good. Well, hopefully I can showcase some of that at Enyo way and make it as
Yeah,
exciting as I can and make the crowd enjoy themselves as much as I can. It's such a big show this year, and I
yeah,
think we've got over 60 women on the mat
we have.
competing, which is incredible. We're going from other shows having a couple courtesy women's matches to having a whole card of solid competitive female
Yeah,
fighters. It's going to be an amazing show.
I absolutely agree. Everyone is a really solid proposition, and with all of their strengths, with you specifically, with your judo throws, and not giving too much else away, you've got a whole bunch of tenacity and determination. I've seen you at competition and on super fights, Gabby. How are you feeling about Enya 8 specifically?
Uh, Quite good actually. I think last time I was doing Enyo, I was quite ill beforehand and I couldn't train as much. So I'm really grateful that I was able to put in more time to really get into my game. But
Mhm.
I've been feel like I am getting a little bit of a cold, so it's going to be lemon and vitamin C for me
Good.
beforehand.
Well, we've got some nice warm weather. I'm hoping this Easter weekend is going to be very warm
Mm,
because it is my birthday the day after Enyo. I will be turning one more year until I'm 50.
mm.
So, yeah, I'm going to be enjoying the show, sat on the front row, cheering you all on like it's not 1999, like it's 2026. So your preparation for Enyo 8, you've been a full-time athlete for a while, but tell us about that story.
Yeah, so I think last year in October I decided to quit my job. I had a little bit of savings. I used that up, and I had luckily, I have an incredible partner who could support me and an incredible club behind me that is has allowed me to, train more, but also I've started coaching now. I did unfortunately have to go back to work, but you know what? It's 2 hours a day, flexible. My boss is amazing. He won't hear this, but he's a really good boss, and I think I'm very fortunate.
Yeah,
To have found that and at
yeah,
least be able to cover like my basic expenses to be able to continue this dream of being
yeah,
a full-time, I don't know if you can call it full-time athlete now, but I am, training up to 4 times a day, with
yeah,
gym included and coaching and whatnot.
yeah.
It's,
That's definitely full time. And I want to shout out to your partner, if I may.
of course, yeah.
Michelle, you are incredible. Thank you so much for supporting Gabby. I know I'm looking forward to meeting you both because Michelle's always there supporting you at every single event, every single competition. How much do you value her support?
I can't express how much, she's my training partner, she's my life track partner. She's a little bit injured at the moment, so I've been missing her on the mat today, and no one, I can't really rough up anyone else like I can rough up her. But to be fair, she gives me as much as I give her. So, uh, but yeah, no, like we both push each other to be
Yeah,
better and be best. And like even, we both went out to Euros this year and I went out in the first round, but she went on, she had 6 fights in total and she's a double European champion at, Master Five,
amazing.
whatever it is, she's a double European
Yeah,
champion. And I couldn't be more proud and I love to see that for her
that
and
is
for,
so
for
good.
anyone.
No, Michelle specifically, I just want to shout out and say congratulations, Michelle. I believe there was a promotion recently as well.
Yeah, she got her brown belt. It was such a surprise for both of us. I didn't know that was happening. Our coach put out a video on Instagram. You could spot me crying in tears because I was like, so many positive emotions. It was so well worth, and it's as if something unlocked in her now. Like she
Yeah.
beats me up even more. So I
Good.
really appreciate that because that's what you need as an athlete. You need someone to push you like that to kind of
Yeah.
help you develop and allow you to reach those heights as well.
Yeah. The only reason why I'm kind of giving flowers to Michelle is purely because, as athletes, none of you can do this on your own. You're
Mm.
supported by friends, family, partners, and it really is a kind of shared game. But obviously, you're the one putting in the time on the mats, putting in your own self development, and increasing your skill and ability, refining those techniques and sequences and whatever else you're kind of developing. But you've been telling me before we started recording your preparation specifically for ENYO 8, because it's not just as a female showing up on the mats. Actually, there are other things to consider.
Yeah, no, 100%. It takes, just more than showing up and training. And, for me personally, a lot of focus I've been putting in lately into training with intention. And
Yeah,
recently that's helped me to unlock things that haven't been there before. And also like coaching that I'm starting to see massive differences. It's understanding and technique and doing a technique because a coach tells you to do that, shows you it's two completely different things.
yeah,
And yeah, I'm very fortunate to have that chance to be coaching, but also, I travel a little bit with my coaching, and I have the opportunity to train with some incredible people. Like our team has managed to, some of us managed to get together recently. You might have seen on the socials. I think it was me, Vanessa, and Molly and Madison. We all managed to make it to Escapology for like a solid training session and really working our paces, really, seeing how our strengths, our weaknesses, helping
yeah,
to come up with a plan for ENYO. And unfortunately, a couple of our teammates couldn't make it because, life and whatnot. But it definitely gave us a little bit more of a sense of as a team
yeah.
to hopefully show the Dirty Northerners who's in charge. I say this being a Northerner myself, so that's a
Yes.
different
Okay.
story.
Just to remind people, ENYO 8 will be on at Hutton Moor Leisure Centre on Saturday, the 4th of April, if you're listening to this before then. Um, and as Gabby says, it's going to be making history, the biggest event to date, with 60 females on the card for this event, which is just incredible. Um, Super fight team event, which Gabby's part of. But I also want to mention and thank the sponsors for ENYO 8, and they are Progress Jiu Jitsu, Jiu Jitsu Lou, Combat Sports Hygiene, Soul Taker Fightwear, Empire Grappling, Inner Chimp, Central Performance Centre, Neutonic, Wuka, Adapt Jiu Jitsu, Pro Sports Grappling Events, Whiskey Wolf UK, and Parity Martial Arts. Go and get your tickets for the event if you haven't already over on grappling ENYO grappling. But yeah, go and do that. I'm sure there's going to be a pay-per-view
Mhm.
link if you're not able to go. But me and Gabby and lots of other people will be there. So please come and say hello. Gabby, you're part of the Southern team for ENYO.
Yeah.
Talk us through your team and maybe, yeah, you mentioned the training already, but how are you
Mm.
feeling about a team event?
It's gonna be so interesting, I think. I've only done like a quintet style event once. That was, and that, I took that as a more of a fun experience, and it wasn't a load of fun. It's really nice to have that element of a team behind you
Yeah,
in this setting. Jiu-jitsu isn't really a team sport, I'd say, but going on the mat together and supporting each other and strategizing with each other and just figuring out what who complements who and who's going to be the best match for who. That's something new to think about. And,
Yeah.
end of the day, we want to make it as entertaining, as exciting for everyone there
Yeah.
watching. So it's gonna be something we need to consider as well. We don't want to match two people who are just going to sit on the butts and, I don't know, go for ankle locks. Because maybe, yeah, that is fun, that's exciting, but is it to
Yeah.
have that wow factor?
Yeah.
We want the audience up in raw when they see us, and but it's going to be a long event. I think it's 3 rounds of 30 minutes. I'm not, I do need to kind of read up on the rules and
Yeah.
the formatting myself. I'm quite bad with that, but yeah, it's going to be a really exciting, really interesting format. You
Fun.
don't really see this
Yeah. So
typically in jiu-jitsu.
I'm just going to mention your teammates. So you've got you're Gabriela Kuliga. We've got Zoe Lundy. We've got Hayley Carter, Madison Murphy, Molly Lindsey, who won the ENYO
Mhm.
contenders. And we also have a very incredible surprise entry with Vanessa English. If you haven't already seen, Vanessa English is joining the South team, which is just amazing and so incredible to see her back on the
Mm,
competition mat. I messaged her the other day when I saw that she was coming onto the card, and she was like, "I just want to scrap."
yeah,
So I think we're in for a very big surprise with the Southern team.
definitely.
What are your strategies? Obviously, you're coming out with the fantastic, entertaining judo throws. But what else can we expect from you, Gabriella?
Going into this, I will have to adapt to who I'm fighting. I know there's a couple of the people on the other team who maybe specialize in a game that I'm not really familiar with, but like I want to showcase my best techniques and myself from a very technical side. So
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe I'm not going to be inverting, doing berimbolo and stuff like that, but I will be really pushing the get on top, stay on top game.
yeah,
Hopefully some S mount arm bars. Hopefully anything.
yeah.
Oh, I'm really
Nice.
I'm a bit nervous, a bit worried that I'll get nothing. I'll get disqualified. Oh, whatever it is. It's a little bit of pressure, but going in there. I'm just going in with the best intention of
Good.
submitting and whatnot. So I have to
Whatever will
say,
happen will be
yeah.
positive, and it's about having that positive mindset, which I know you have, because you've won a number of super fights before, and you've really shown up with your A game.
Yeah, I really hope so. I hope other people see that as well in me. I've done recent. I think my most recent super fight was Kairos, and I had a great opponent. Originally, I was supposed to fight with Madison, who is now in my team, and I had an opportunity to fight at the when our team got together, and that was such a great fight. I think we would have had such a great fight then. So I'm really confident in my teammates just by rolling with them. Same with like Vanessa,
Good.
I get to train with her. Sometimes, she gets I'm coached by her because I do some of her classes, and it's incredible to be able to share this space with such
Yeah.
badass women. I don't know what else to call it, but
They
like,
are
you
they
know,
they are badass women.
oh yeah, oh yeah, and I see Hayley around all the time. I always kind of, whenever I have the opportunity to, I always kind of fight with her, and those are kind of some of my best rounds. Same like with Molly, she's been coming
Yeah,
down to escapology, and even like Zoe, I've
good.
not really had an opportunity to train with her, but I've seen her on ENYO, and I really admire like the work ethics
Yeah,
she puts in, and all the
yeah,
hard works that's behind her skills. And I'm really excited to see all of that put together in a really strong, solid team. And even with the Northern team, I'm really looking forward to see what those girls can do, because you see them on the circuit, you see that they're winning, they're doing this, they're doing that,
yeah,
and I've never had the opportunity to fight any of them, so it's
yeah.
going to be amazing just to
Well,
test yourself.
this is it. And for those people listening or watching, you may well know that there's a thing about the North and the South, whether the evening meal of the day is dinner or tea. Gabby, which is it for you?
It's tea for me. I'm a dirty
Yeah,
northerner as well. If you don't mind me saying, I grew up up north in Yorkshire. So
yeah,
yeah, I've been getting a lot of slack from my friends, from my family, but
yeah,
I don't know how it makes me. I'm a bit of a turncloak. I will take any opportunity to compete and fight, whether, that's against my friends and family or whoever. I just love the competition
yeah.
side of it. So,
I
you
think it's
know,
fantastic. I think
yeah.
it's absolutely fantastic. I just also want to mention some of the bonuses that are available on the night. So we've got £100 for all 6 purple and brown belt matches. Obviously, you're part of the North and South, so that's not for you. But there's £100 for fight of the night, £100 for submission of the night, and £250 commentator's choice athlete of the night.
Mm.
So there's money on the line. How much is the cash bonuses? How much of the cash bonuses going to make a difference for you as a female athlete, Gabby?
Oh my God. Big difference, for me personally, where I do have that job, but also I'm trying to set myself up as a coach, as a, doing private, doing this, doing that, like anything like that will help, like for me personally, just to be able to do what I'm doing and keep supporting
Yeah,
me as that full-time athlete. And it's not always so easy to, get private or to do this or to do that. Like it's yeah, it means the world. Sometimes it means,
yeah,
it's the difference between being able to do this and not being able to do this.
yeah. Absolutely. And shows like ENYO, the coverage that every individual in the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu space has when they show up on matches and cards like ENYO and various other events really does make a difference, because just the more of you out there, the more opportunity to win cash bonuses. Whilst this, sounds a bit kind of gamey, but it really, like you say, will make a difference to those
Mm.
athletes that show up, event in, event out. You are always there. And to reward you, whilst you have that pride and accomplishment, to reward you with some cash is just going to be amazing.
Absolutely. Honestly, it's the like one of the best feelings. It's kind of that reaffirmation of your hard work, of your a little bit of appreciation, however much that it is. And even if it covers your fuel costs, whatever it is, it's such a
Yeah,
massive support, because a lot of the time I feel people do want to be part of things like this, but sometimes financially they just can't afford
yeah,
it, and I don't
yeah,
blame them. My credit cards are maxed out nearly, but to me it's worth
yeah,
it because it's
yeah,
about the bigger picture. But without
yeah,
sponsors, without supporters like that, this wouldn't be possible. So I'm
yeah.
I'm really grateful for for ENYO and all the sponsors that are helping make this happen.
Yeah. Absolutely. And yes, absolutely. Thank you to all the sponsors, especially the ones donating cash bonuses, because that is the bit from the outside or from the inside, from the athlete's perspective, that it's kind of going to make that biggest impact in the moment. I've been at events recently, and just the energy that athletes have around, having that envelope with cash or a big check, it just
Mm.
feels lovely.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nothing better than a payday, especially doing what you love.
Yeah, absolutely. Gabby, I just want to wish you all the luck. I'm looking forward to seeing you again at ENYO 8 on Saturday, the 4th of April. Please go and get your tickets if you don't have them already, if there are any left, even. Um, Gabby and the rest of the South team and the North team and
Mm.
everyone else on the card will be absolutely looking forward to seeing all of you. Um, how are you going to be celebrating afterwards, Gabby? Have you got
Ah,
some kind of
well,
something lined up?
not yet, but as it is Easter day after, my family's coming from up north. They're not coming to watch me, so I don't know about, how much they really care about that, but we will be celebrating. And as I'm
Yeah,
Polish, we're gonna be having some lots of eggs, lots and lots of boiled
nice.
eggs. So
Nice.
it is more
Okay.
appealing than it sounds.
All right. Okay,
Mm.
now you've mentioned about boiled eggs. Obviously they're not just standard boiled eggs. What's the tradition? What do we need to know about Polish Easter?
There's loads of food, loads of meats, loads of hams. I love Easter. I love Easter more than
Mm,
Christmas, I think. It feels so like more happier, I think. But like the
right.
food is better than at Christmas in Poland, I think. There's
Okay.
honestly, I can't tell you enough. But also, yeah, we're gonna have Michelle's family come round again. It'll be a nice, good celebration with a few
Oh,
beers. So looking forward
incredible.
to it.
I think I might be booking my next trip
Mm.
around Easter time to Poland.
You should, yeah.
Gabby, I want to wish you all the best, as well as the South team. I'm rooting for you because I have dinner in the evening. Anyway, that's enough for me. I will go before someone throws some not boiled eggs at me.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
You are very welcome.